Where to even begin with this video? Where do I start? I think a proper beginning for the video, proper start, would be to say thank you. Thank you to the subscribers, the fans, the people that like me. You guys have shown a lot of interest in the channel lately, which is nice. My Resident Evil 7 playthrough has been successful for me. I enjoy the individuals out there, those of you that come by the channel, you watch my stuff, you like my stuff, you comment on my stuff, you share it around with other people. Hey, check out what this guy's saying about this game. It's always very much appreciated. I would also like to say thank you to the people that hate me. Those of you out there that dislike my stuff, those of you out there that bitch about me, those of you who are like, look at what this guy's saying about this game. Those of you that take time out of your busy day to comment about me on Facebook, those of you who even put me in your precious streams. A lot of people will probably be disheartened to see that someone is shit-talking them in a stream, but the way I view it, I just got free advertisement to your possibly 15,000 subscribers, so thank you very much. Do me a huge favor and advertise me some more. I really appreciate it. And if you are one of those people that came from that video or come from anywhere else on the internet and you view my content, do me a huge favor. I want you to determine what you think of me based on your own assumptions, not based on what skinny little chodes on the internet say about you when they imply that you need medication. But yeah, I want to say thank you to everyone, and most of all I want to say thank you to Nathan of the Devil Dog Gaming crew for sending me a copy of Resident Evil 7. I have played through the game. I've beaten it multiple times by now. You can obviously watch my playthrough. There are 15 parts of it. I've even thrown it into a playlist for you. I played through it again, got the under 4 hours trophy, played through it again, explored a little bit, read all of the notes and things like that, got a little bit more invested in the story, and today I'm going to be giving you my final thoughts, probably not my final video, my definitive thoughts on Resident Evil 7. So, for those of you who are the too long didn't read types, I would probably say it's not very good, just skip it and wait for the Resident Evil 2 remake. But for those of you who want to know what I think, you want a detailed discussion video, you can grab some popcorn, grab some soda, hit that like button, and sit back and enjoy as I discuss Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Oh wait. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Enjoy. First thing I would like to go over before I get into discussing elements of the game like the story, the characters, the gameplay, overall, that sort of thing. I want to just emphasize how badly advertised Resident Evil 7 has been. It has been hailed as a return to the roots of Resident Evil, when it's really not that. See, if Resident Evil 7 wanted to be a return to the roots of Resident Evil, instead of copying games like Outlast and copying the form of PT, it would have looked to another game to emulate. When I look at the old classic Resident Evil games, I have fucking all of them, I really do see a lot of the flaws with Resident Evil 7. See, a lot of individuals used to make the excuse, oh, but Brett, you haven't played it, so you can't say anything about it. Having played through it now, I have discovered a whole litany of new things that I can discuss and pick apart. And that is a real problem. In terms of story, characters, gameplay, even sheer content, Resident Evil 7 is a downgrade in every possible way. But because it has those fancy set pieces and those uninteractive, unskippable cutscenes, the reviewers and the Let's Players of the world will hail it as being something good. I, however, have a semblance of taste. I understand that a lot of people want to go, well, Brett, you've just wanted to hate it from the beginning. I did dislike it from the beginning. I can say now, after playing Resident Evil 7, it is not as bad as I thought it would be. A lot of people, criticize me for calling it an Outlast clone. Resident Evil 7 has combat. It's not exactly an Outlast clone, but it still copies a lot of the formulas placed in Outlast. The unskippable first-person cutscenes, the moments where you know a jump scare is coming and you can do nothing about it because the programmers have designed you to be stuck there. That is a real problem. But I've played it now and I have quite a few things to discuss. And I hope that you guys enjoy it overall. And I hope that those of you who had nothing but an excuse of, well, you haven't played it, go check out my playthrough. Again, there are 15 parts up for you to watch. You can see my friend Taylor and I commentate on it. We actually did it in a matter of 2 days, which is not a problem. Like I said, I've gone through the game in under 4 hours. A lot of people would criticize that, but I understand that Resident Evil has always had speedrun unlocks, and there are unlocks for beating it in under 4 hours, which is a good thing. But there's a lot of other problems that I want to go over, and I just want to know what the excuse is going to be this time. I had one person comment on my videos going, his pride will never let him admit he enjoyed playing this. I'll say it on camera. I enjoyed playing Resident Evil 7, but enjoyment of a game does not determine the game's quality. I also enjoyed playing Dragon Age 2. I also enjoyed playing Rogue Warrior. I have fucking Quantum Theory over here. I've played and enjoyed a bunch of bad games. In fact, one that I bring up quite often, let's see, it's probably not on the front where I can grab it. That's a shame. One game I've enjoyed playing before is Dark Sector, and that's not a game that anybody really views with any positive merit. Enjoyment of a game, quality of a game, all of these things are very much objective. If you want an objective opinion of Resident Evil 7, it is a current-gen AAA blockbuster title that brings in the Let's Players and the reviewers by the droves. But for any type of like replay value, like I have the latest issue of Game Informer back there, and it's like replay value moderate. You know, that's not true. There's not a lot of replay value with Resident Evil 7. Going through it the first time, you'll have a good time. Going through it repeatedly and knowing you're stuck behind Mia's fat ass during those unskippable moments, or knowing that you have to stand there and take the jump scare, really detracts from the overall game. But I'm going to discuss the game to the best of my ability, and those of you who enjoy hearing my commentary will like this. Those of you who hate me have already disliked and left the video and are bitching about me on your fucking Facebook. And that's fine. You go ahead and do that. Keep getting my name out there. I really enjoy the advertisement. But let's start with the simplest of things. The story. Now, Resident Evil isn't some big epic tale. It's not Final Fantasy levels. But there's always been a story in these games. The stories usually revolve around mad science, bioterrorism, you know, playing in God's domain and creating all kinds of monsters. With Resident Evil 7, it takes a more, as I fucked the camera right up, my bad people. Resident Evil 7 takes a more personal story of Ethan, I don't know his last name, it never fucking told me, going to save his wife, Mia. Now I have to ask, Ethan, at what point did you marry an Umbrella operative? And if she's not a member of Umbrella, then what bio-organization does she work for? You would think you would notice that type of shit. But he is on his way to the Baker estate to save his wife. Through a series of unskippable cutscenes, banal puzzles, and some relatively decent combat and inventory management, you will discover the truths behind the Bakers. You will make a decision whether to cure your wife or some bitch you don't know, which has no bearing whatsoever on the story and only changes minor things. And you will beat a in-boss that is laughably, painfully easy, and you will get no real meat out of this story. Again, I've played through the game and I read the notes and I know things about different characters and whatnot, but the story of Resident Evil 7 just seems a little bit lackluster to me, and that is a problem. I find that stories are very important. I find that if you're going to make a game that has choices, it should have a real impact. We all learned the problem with that from Mass Effect 3. And later in the story, when you choose, you know, who to cure, it doesn't really change anything. You'll still spend a huge section playing as Mia, and the only thing that really changes is Mia's not on the helicopter when you leave because you had to kill her. Which doesn't make any sense, because I would think that the serum would make it so Evelyn couldn't affect her, but then again, why should I trust Capcom to understand plot points? Pick one, Capcom. Either the serum does nothing, or the serum doesn't work. Or Evelyn can just reinfect you, I guess. I don't know. It seems like a bit of a cop-out, because I don't recall Jill Valentine ever being reinfected with the T-virus, or Sherry Birkin being reinfected with the G-virus. They were cured, and they had superpowers, which is great. But the story of Resident Evil 7 is just kind of boring. Just kind of dull. it's not like you're going to get anything really new out of this. There were always elements of the other games that told me things. For instance, when you go and play Resident Evil 0, you learn about the events that lead up to the rest of the franchise. You learn about the progenitor virus. You learn about the things going on between Marcus Spencer, the Trevor Mansion, all this stuff. You get a lot of intel and insight into Umbrella. When playing Resident Evil 2, you learn about the G virus, and you learn about the connections between characters, and you get a new story, and you have to escape Raccoon City. In Resident Evil 3, you have Nemesis, who is a new type of tyrant specifically developed to track you down and murder you, and you have to figure out how to work your way around him. You learn about the connections with the Umbrella. What is it Carlos belongs to? The Umbrella Special Services, whatever. You learn about some more stuff. Resident Evil 4, you learn about, the connections with the Los Illuminados and things like that. There are a lot of elements in the Resident Evil franchise that coalesce to create a interesting narrative. With Resident Evil 7, I have a hard time wondering exactly where this shit fits in. If I wanted to do some shit like, everybody always bitches about the Zelda timeline and where games fit in together. Resident Evil 7 doesn't really seem to fit and mesh very well with anything. There are stupid fans that don't understand the game takes place after 6. They're like, oh, it's a prequel. It's not supposed to be like those others. And then there are people like me who remember playing Resident Evil 6. I even bring up 6 during the playthrough. And I'm just like, how the fuck is this taking place in the exact same world where I fight a giant transforming dinosaur? I don't know. But the story of 7 was just boring. And that's a shame. The reason it was boring, though, is because it wasn't held up by any substantial characters. Characters are very important. I'm going to talk about characters. The cast of Resident Evil 7 are as follows. You have Ethan, your character, Mia, the Baker family, and Evelyn. Ethan is your proxy character. He's who you play as. I never really felt like I was invested into Ethan. I wanted to keep him alive and see him through his ordeals, but I didn't really feel like he was, that type of character I could get behind. Mostly because I didn't know what he looked like, so I had no idea, I like to know what my character looks like. That's the one big issue with first-person games from my standpoint. I don't hate first-person games, I love them. But if you're not going to show me my character's face, put a fucking helmet on him, alright? But with Ethan, the thing I enjoyed about him was how he went through a metamorphosis throughout the game. He starts off relatively frightened. Not nearly frightened enough if you ask me. I was screaming more at my hand being chopped off than he was. I want him to be actually scared in the beginning. Not to troll, but I actually played and finished Zombie, aka Zombie U, ported on my Xbox One. Played and finished Zombie after playing Resident Evil 7, and I had a pretty good time with it after Resident Evil 7. I'm not trolling, I'm just being fucking honest. And you guys know what I thought about that game. But playing through Zombie and hearing my character scream in terror and make bitchy little noises every time he'd have to hit a zombie with a fucking cricket bat was good to me. And I don't think Ethan did enough of that. He didn't start off scared enough. I would be fucking terrified if I watched just a videotape where some people got murdered. I would run out of the fucking house. I wouldn't even be there. I would step into the doorway and go, fuck this, I'll get another wife. I liked how Ethan metamorphosized and became more powerful throughout the game because that really emulated a lot of the things in other Resident Evil games. You start off scared and defenseless, and you gain an arsenal, you gain more ammo, you've got more health items, you are more capable, you know how to avoid and attack the enemies properly. And I liked hearing Ethan go, fuck you, to different bakers when they would do shit. I thought that was good. But overall, Ethan doesn't really have a character. He is the proxy character. He is who you play as. Your ideas and your desires are imprinted upon him. And he says things. He responds, which is nice. I like it. I like when he's like, Jesus, this tape was scary. I should probably fucking leave. But he didn't really have a lot of character. And that was a problem. But as for the rest of the cast, he is a godsend. Because the rest of the cast fucking sucks. Most notably, Mia. In the beginning, Mia is just your typical damsel in distress. And while I don't want to bring up another YouTuber that has gone silent, and I hope she stays away forever, the problem with that particular trope is that I have to care about the damsel in distress. I've cared about characters in the past. Whenever Rebecca would be in trouble in Resident Evil 1 or in Resident Evil Remake or Resident Evil 0, I would worry. That moment where Rebecca is hanging from a piece of rebar and you have to run through the training facility to save her is intense. And I cared because I cared about her character. Mostly because she was the one that could combine healing items and I needed her ass. I love Rebecca, I'm just joking. I remember saving Sherry from Resident Evil 2. And I'm straight up Papa Bear about Sherry. She was this little girl that I had to protect, whether I was playing as Leon or Claire, I had to protect this child. And even now that she's older and she's a G-virus infected super soldier, I still care about her and I worry about her. You know, like, Jake, get your fucking hands off Sherry. But when it came down to Mia, I didn't give a shit about protecting her. I didn't care about what happened to her. Mostly because she stabbed me in the hand twice when I first met her, so I was already a little bit irritated with her. But they didn't really give us any type of investment. There was a problem with backstory. Like, I just knew, oh, okay, Ethan has a wife, I'm going to save her. They couldn't give us anything. They couldn't give us, like, family photos. They couldn't give us, like, you know, videos of them at the park, something like that. They gave us nothing. Nothing to tag me to Mia. I didn't care about this girl. And I understand that she herself has a metamorphosis. She's also a powerful, capable Umbrella or bioweapon, whatever organization operative. She is strong, she's good in combat, she's intelligent, she's brave. All these things are really good. But I felt like it would have been better if maybe that section was at the beginning of the game, so I would care about Mia near the end of the game. I didn't care about her. She was a throwaway fucking damsel in distress for me, and I really didn't give a shit about her. With the Baker family, I'm going to go in order of Zoe, Jack, Marguerite, and Lucas. Zoe was another character I didn't give a shit about. I didn't like her either. I understand that she is a means to an end. She tells the player where to go and she gives you story tidbits. But I would have preferred just blindly running through the estate. Maybe occasionally finding a note. Hey, dickhead, go this way. But I didn't like her because it felt like she was fucking with me for most of the game. And it tried to make me care about her at the end where I had to choose between curing her or Mia. And I was like, Mia? Mia stabbed me twice in the hand, but you haven't done dick for me. You couldn't warn me about nothing. You couldn't help me. You didn't leave ammo or items or anything. You've done nothing for me. I don't fucking care about you. I didn't care about Zoe. But I actually replayed the game and cured Zoe, and it completely means nothing. Capcom, what the fuck? I would have cared a little bit more about the arc with Zoe if she had, like, been apologizing on the boat, and when the boat crashed, if she had been the one I played as and gone through, and okay, I'd still view the videotape from Mia's perspective, but I could have played as Zoe, and then Zoe would have been in the helicopter with me, leaving to go be Umbrella's playthings. No. Zoe fucking dies. You use this goddamn serum and Zoe just gets turned into a statue and dies. What the fuck, Capcom? Either the serum works or it doesn't work. But why would you even put it in there just to fuck with us? It's very clear that Capcom wanted you to cure Mia and they wanted this ending. So why even put an alternative ending in there? Why not let Zoe disappear and then you could have her in some DLC or some shit? And it really need to explain her in some DLC because there's a cutscene that makes no fucking sense if you cure Mia. And I'll explain it in a minute when I get to the end of this character stuff, but I didn't care for Zoe at all. Zoe was another throwaway character, and that's a real problem. When you find yourself, instead of being endeared to characters in a game, actively being antagonistic towards them, that's a real issue. If Zoe had done more things to help me, like, you know, on the phone, like, hey, I left some things sitting in the trailer. Okay, thanks, that's great, thank you very much. You know, that would have been better, but she never did dick for you. She put together two fucking serums, one you wasted on Jack Baker and the other you choose between the two of them. That's so contrived, and the serum doesn't even do anything. You're still infected. You're still being affected by Evelyn. That's so stupid. I didn't enjoy that, and I didn't enjoy Zoe at all. She is a bad character. Jack Baker is a ridiculous character. I don't have much to say about him, but he is ridiculous. I was never really intimidated when being chased by him. He did surprise me a few times. Those of you who are wondering, like, a lot of things get exaggerated in Let's Plays. If you want to know the real scares, I'll tell you one of them. We all knew We all knew because every single fucking trailer showed it that Jack Baker would break through that wall. And in my playthrough, for some reason, he fucking didn't. I don't know why, but he didn't. And then later, I was being chased through the house by him, and he did. And that moment genuinely startled me, because I thought, oh, I broke the game, it's not going to happen. And I forgot all about it. And then, boom, surprised. That was a good scare. That moment was good. But every other moment with Jack, when he's talking shit to me, just made me laugh. I mean, you done fucked up now, boy. That ain't gonna work. You out of bullets? Can you not take an old man? I'm just an old man. I don't remember Nemesis shit-talking me when I was fighting with him. And that's the thing. With Jack Baker, he shit-talks. Hell, all the Bakers shit-talk. And it's not intimidating. I don't find it scary. I find it laughable. Especially when you're in a boss fight with him. He grabs this chainsaw scissor shit and he's like, groovy. All I think of from that moment on, a lot of you probably thought I missed it, but I replayed the game. Don't forget. All I think of from that moment on is how great the game would be if it went even further with its ridiculousness and got a little bit Evil Dead campy. Because I love Evil Dead. I still need to see the television show. Fuck! But Jack Baker was not scary. He was fucking ridiculous. And there is a cutscene near the end of the game that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Another element of the supernatural shit that I don't like about this game. Where Jack Baker talks to you and Zoe's there. That's another thing that they need to explain. What the fuck happened to Zoe? Did she just die after I left? And how am I communicating with the dead? Okay, this is not a fucking seance ritual. What's going on? But, yeah, Jack Baker, not scary. Just really, really, really goofy. Out of all the Bakers, my favorite one would be Marguerite, because her boss fight was good. When I say her boss fight was good, I mean genuinely, honestly, no bullshit. It was good. From a creature design, she was intimidating. She was disturbing. Her crotch nest made me very unsettled. It bothered me. It was very, very disturbing. And I loved that. The elongated arms and the insect-like nature of her was fantastic, Capcom. I loved it. It was great. It was just let down by the fact that she shit-talked too. I remember one part earlier when she was chasing me through the dilapidated estate that she called me a shitcock. That's not scary. It's not. It's just not. Also, there were some problems I had with Marguerite's fucking face. I get that they're trying to jump scare you and everything, but if you're going to have a character up in my face, that character better look good. I've played Killzone Shadowfall. I know how good a character can look when they're up in your face. Marguerite looked like a goddamn plastic mannequin every fucking time she was in my face. Whether it was during the Mia videotape, or whether it was when she was, looking at me through a door, or when she came around the corner and shoved me down the stairs after I had left her back in that other room, which makes no fucking sense. She didn't look good. She looked okay from a distance, but up close, and the lip syncing, she looked fucking awful. But her boss fight was good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm not lying. Lucas. Lucas was pretty good too. My mother and my grandmother like to watch a show called Criminal Minds, and I catch them watching it all the time, and it's a deeply disturbing show. I don't know why they watch it. I don't like it. But watching the actions of Lucas and seeing how he toys with people and how he was clearly fucked up before Evelyn came along, clearly fucked up before he became a superhuman, is disturbing. The idea of this serial killer mentality with the ability to regenerate and be nigh invulnerable is very, very frightening indeed. I liked the psychological aspects of Lucas. I liked that he toyed with you. I liked that he messed with you. That moment when he shows up at the keypad and tells you a bunch of different keypad codes, I thought that was pretty good. I also love that the keypad code made Resident Evil noises. But the thing I had a problem with was there's no real end to Lucas. I never had a climax with him. I would have looked forward to a boss fight of sorts where it was a test of wits. Instead of exactly fighting him, he was in this huge room with contraptions, and maybe I had to slowly work my way through his traps to get to him, and then I could have like a punch-up with him or something. I don't know, whatever. I would have enjoyed that. Maybe DLC, Capcom. Maybe DLC. But, yeah, my experience with Lucas was also relatively adequate. He was a decent character in my opinion. But those characters are nothing compared to the next one. Evelyn. Evelyn, Evelyn, Evelyn. I hate Evelyn. I hate her. I hate her because she's a generic little fear girl. And I like fear. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have fear like right there. I love fear. Fear came out in a time when things like The Ring and The Grudge and things like that were relatively fresh. So it didn't feel cliched as fuck. But having it in 2017 in my Resident Evil 7 is cliched as fuck. And I actually looked it up, and it's really messed up that one of the people that worked on the Fear games actually worked on the story of this game, so that explains Evelyn entirely. I don't like the supernatural or magical or any of that shit in my Resident Evil. I think it's stupid. I hate when I see characters with magical abilities or psychic abilities or any of that shit. I find it to be really annoying. I can take things like in Resident Evil Damnation, the film, Resident Evil Damnation, being psychically linked to bioweapons because you have a parasite in you. Okay, I get that. But the idea that Evelyn is just a monster and she can just use her mind to, like what she does to one of the crew members during a flashback, she can just use her mind to kill you. That's not scary. That's not fun. That's stupid. I don't enjoy it. I think it's retarded. And I didn't like Evelyn's character whatsoever. I thought it was interesting that she happened to be Grandma, and I'm not an idiot. I read the notes. I know that Grandma rapidly aged because she didn't have the treatments from the organization transporting her. I get it. But I had a real problem with Evelyn. And the problem with Evelyn stems into a lot of other things too, such as the story and even the monster designs. The fucking monster variety in this game is trash. There are 3 fucking monsters. 3. I don't give a fuck if there's a giant claw on one of them. It's the same goddamn type of monster. There's 3 monsters. There's the normal one, the fast one, and the big bloated one. That is stupid. I didn't enjoy it. Thought it was retarded. But the thing that really irritates me about Evelyn, and the thing that irritates me about the story elements of Capcom's latest game, is that they could have done so much more with this. Near the end of the game, that cutscene I mentioned where you're speaking with the dead, they tried to make you sympathetic towards the Bakers. And I didn't fucking care. This game had some good gameplay elements that I'll talk about in a little bit, but the idea that they couldn't have you find a videotape that had just a compilation of things that the Bakers did before and during and after their infection was a shame. I imagine a nice wedding day video with Jack and Marguerite getting married, and they're young and they're beautiful and they're happy, and their family members are shooting shotguns up into the sky and it's glorious. You know, maybe Lucas's first steps, and you can see this little baby that would one day turn into this psychotic fucking guy. You could see all these little compilation, just not playable, just fucking video. Give me video and make me fucking actually care about this family. There could be a moment where Jack brings home Evelyn and Mia's just kind of zoned the fuck out, and you see Evelyn and you realize that's not good, that's sinister as shit. And as you progress through this compilation, you see them, they're at the park, and maybe Lucas and Evelyn are just like talking or something, and you sense that there's something wrong, and as it goes, it deteriorates, and you can see the violence, and it turns from happy family time to let's murder people time. That would have made me give a shit about the Bakers. Having a cutscene where Jack is like, she gets into your mind and your soul and you can't fight it, that doesn't make me care about you. You're goddamn dead. This conversation shouldn't be happening. I think a videotape would have been infinitely better. And if you want me to tell you something in the Resident Evil series that compares to this, go play Resident Evil 4 and sit through the credits. I remember the first time I beat Resident Evil 4. I hated those fucking Ganados. But sitting through the credits, not anything interactive, not anything bullshitting, just seeing concept art of what happened in their little community when Ramon Salazar and Sadler showed up, that shit made me care. And with Resident Evil 7, I don't fucking care about the Bakers. Stop trying to pull at my heartstrings after I had to deal with Groovy and Shitcock. Overall, the story fails because the characters fail to hold it up. Again, the only one that you really give a shit about is Ethan because he is who you're playing as. And I think that the story would have done a lot better if they had more elements that were just isolation. I think that the reason a game like Alien Isolation works and Resident Evil 7 doesn't is because you feel isolated. Part of the tension and fear of horror is knowing that you're all alone and no one can help you. But seeing the Zoe character call you all the time means that you're not alone. Seeing Mia roam around means you're not alone. That kind of broke a lot of the fear and tension that should have been in the game. Being stalked by the Bakers would have been better if they were fucking quiet. I think that Lucas should have had some really maniacal trap boss fight. And I think if they really wanted me to care about the plight of the Bakers and Evelyn, there should have been more to it than just, she gets in your mind and your soul, you can't fight her. I've been fighting her this whole time. Mia's been fighting her. Zoe's been fighting her. Your goddamn story doesn't make any fucking sense. But I'm done talking about the story, so I want to talk about something else now. I want to talk about the gameplay. And the gameplay in Resident Evil 7 is pretty fucking decent. I'm not joking. It's pretty decent. Playing through Resident Evil 7 wasn't a painful experience when I was able to actually play. I've mentioned before the unskippable, uninteractive cutscenes are fucking stupid. You can't even skip the she gets into your mind and your soul cutscene. It's fucking annoying. Number one, let me skip cutscenes. Number two, don't put unskippable, uninteractive bullshit in my way that prevents me from playing your game. There are quite a few moments in the gameplay where I'm just forced to stand there and take it. Like, I can hear the cake ticking. Can I back up? Oh, that's full of nails and it's going to explode and hurt me. Can I move? No. You have to take the jump scare. It's very annoying. But not nearly as annoying as the moments in the beginning of the game where I'm following Mia around and she's slow as shit and it's just, it annoys the piss out of me. That sort of thing annoys me to no end, and I've seen it in other games. It's not just in Resident Evil 7. These moments where you're forced to walk, like in any other fucking game. It happens a lot in Resident Evil 6's beginning chapter with Leon, and it pisses me off there too. But Resident Evil 6 is fucking awesome. There's a lot of problems with the gameplay, but there's also a lot of good. I love the fact that I can explore and find little hidden items and nooks and crannies. I actually complained about that, but playing back through the game with the unlockable X-ray glasses, I found there's so many more items that I missed that are just well fucking hidden. And I gotta say, good going on that, Capcom. That's fantastic. I loved the return of the item box. It didn't feel the same, but it was a great return. I wish it had made that noise. I loved the combat. A lot of people have complained, a lot of people have praised. The combat is very basic and it works. There's nothing really wrong with it. The gunplay is fine. I missed a lot of shots, but that's just how it is. The one thing I have a problem with the gunplay is iron sights. Now, I know that they're just trying to avoid the Call of Duty shit, but iron sights should be in every first-person shooter. Every first-person shooter. I don't know how many of you out there have ever actually fired a gun, but there's a reason there's sights on it, so you can line your fucking shot up. You can't hold a gun like this and hit shit unless it's right in front of you. And if it's at a distance or you need to pinpoint that shot, you've got to hold the gun in front of your fucking face. I understand there's certain individuals, I won't say his name, but his name rhymes with Glazer Wrist, who think that you can just hold a gun at the hip and hit and shoot like Rambo, and he bitches all the time about this shit in his first-person shooter reviews, but no, you actually need to use iron sights. That's what they're there for. We're not in the ghetto. Fucking hold your gun right. I didn't like that that wasn't in there. And I know a lot of people be like, but Brett, there's no iron sights in Doom. Doom doesn't need iron sights. Doom is fucking awesome. The other elements of the gameplay, the exploration, were pretty good, but the one spot where the gameplay falls completely flat is the puzzles. The puzzles in Resident Evil 7 fucking suck. And there are people going, oh, but the puzzles are so fucking intricate. No, they're not. You find an item, oh, where do I use this? Oh, probably in that other spot right over there in the same goddamn room. That happens so many times. Oh, I found a crank. Where's the crank thing? Right there. Oh, I found a videotape. Where's the cassette player? Right there. Oh, I found this battery. Where do I use this battery at? Right there. That pissed me the fuck off. And it happened all the goddamn time. I remember in the older Resident Evils just finding an object and going, where the fuck do I use this? And exploring. And eventually, several rooms later, I'm like, oh, I use it here? Wow! I remember when I would find a battery in the other Resident Evils, it would be on the other side of the fucking map from where I needed to use it. That right there, boys and girls, that right there is a good-ass puzzle. I remember in Resident Evil 2 finding several different objects to go into one thing so I could find one object to go in with another several different objects for another thing. That right there is a good-ass puzzle. I mean, for fuck's sake, I remember... Which game was it? I think it was Zero. Just the number of different objects you would have to find to use in different rooms. And that was the emphasis. It was in a different room entirely. The most intricate the puzzles get in Resident Evil 7 is when you have to find one of those objects to go on the shadow puzzles. And the shadow puzzles are good, but I gotta bitch about those too. When you find an object and you bring it back to a shadow puzzle pedestal, that was okay. But I think the most intricate puzzle in the entire game is the Happy Birthday one. Like, that's the only one that makes you actually think. And I didn't have to think because Taylor was spoiling it every 5 fucking seconds. But, I like Taylor. No offense, Taylor. I know you're watching this. Calm down. But, the puzzles in Resident Evil 7 are just fucking trash. And it annoyed me to no end because I wanted to tease my brain a little bit. I wanted to have a good time exploring and finding things and going, ooh, I wonder where this is used. And while the shadow puzzles are good, I liked the shadow puzzles. They could have mixed that shit up a bit. Why not find 2 objects, sit them on the pedestal, and rotate them individually to form 2 different silhouettes? Or, better yet, you have to take these objects and put them on there, and then you have to rotate them, and then rotate them to make one object. Imagine how fucking frustrating that would be for the dumbass goddamn Let's Players who just run through a game, stamp their seal of approval on it, and then move to the next fucking game. I would have loved that shit. Not in Resident Evil 7. A lot of the puzzles were fucking trash. And if you are one of these people, oh, Resident Evil 7's a masterpiece, do me a huge favor and go play Code Veronica and check out some of those puzzles. Go ahead. Play any of the fucking earlier ones. Check out those puzzles. Every single puzzle in Resident Evil 7 just reminded me of Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. Oh, I found an object. Where's it go? Right there. I remember Resident Evil 4, like, there's the part where you get to the castle, and that giant wall comes up, and you have to put the Chimera pieces in there. I think there's just 3 pieces. And you just find those 3 pieces on the way. You make one linear fucking detour, and you find those pieces. Instead of it being several separate paths where you can... I'm going to start bitching about Resident Evil 4, and I'm going to stop before I do that. I'm just saying the puzzles in Resident Evil 7 are as shit as they are in 4, 5, and 6. Okay? And don't get me wrong, 6 had shit puzzles. I like 6, but 6 had shit puzzles. But overall, the gameplay was okay, but I didn't like that element. I didn't like, being stopped, being unable to move, having to fucking sit through their unskippable goddamn cutscenes. And the puzzles were fucking awful. I mean, for fuck's sake, 3 A's and a handprint. Gee, that was fucking hard. Terrible fucking puzzles. Awful. But they're just there for the Let's Players. Another element of Resident Evil 7 that I want to talk about is the level design, the environment, things like that. I always like to discuss the environments in games. And Resident Evil 7 has a lot of good and a lot of bad, like a lot of the other points I'm talking about. Resident Evil 7's level design is pretty good, but it's too small. The Baker estate is tiny as shit. I know a lot of people are like, but it's just a house in Dulvey, Louisiana. Yeah, but they could have done a mansion. I mean, there are a lot of big-ass fucking houses in the South, okay? Not to stir up any shit. I don't want anybody to get political. There used to be a lot of plantations and slave owners down here. There are some big-ass fucking estates in the South. And you couldn't set this one in a mansion, a huge sprawling mansion that had multiple rooms for me to explore? You couldn't do that? I like the level design of the Baker estate, but there's not enough of it. I mean, you've got like the salt mine and the boat, and that's it. Aside from, okay, like there's the house, the swamp area, the salt mine, and the fucking ship. I think that's it. I think that is actually it. Because there's the guest house, the main house, Lucas's party area, the swampy area boss fight, and the ship. That's it. That's not enough. That's not enough at all. And I know a lot of people be like, but Brett, they had to condense it because of these next-gen graphics. No, I've already made fun of the graphics quite a bit. Go watch part 1 of my playthrough where I look up at a fucking tree branch. Alright? The graphics could have been better, Or they could give me slightly less better graphics. Give me Resident Evil 6 graphics and give me a huge fucking game. That's what I want. The level design is too small. Now, the detail in each level is pretty good. I think that the main house is fantastic. I just wish there was more of it. I mean, if you took the map of Resident Evil 7, if you took all the maps and lined them up to any other single Resident Evil game, you would be fucking stunned at how linear and how simple it is. Take a look at the if I can speak. Take a look at the Spencer Mansion map and how labyrinthine and intricate it is. All floors. It is fucking massive. And the only places that you have in, I'm going to talk about Remake, not the original exactly. The only places you have in Remake is the Spencer Mansion, I believe the residence. You have, I think, the underground lab in the residence. You have the main underground lab, and I think, no, and the catacombs, and I think that's about it. But it's just so much more sprawling, so much bigger. It's more. You're getting less content for more dollars with Resident Evil 7. And that's one problem I've talked about in quite a few of my videos. I was disappointed that there was no lab, but I was also disappointed that, you know, the Spencer Mansion, that the Baker estate apparently has a morgue, which makes no goddamn sense. I feel like an idiot designed this environment. I can understand the basement, but why is there a fucking morgue? Who built that shit? When did they build that shit? Did nobody question why they wanted an incinerator in the basement of this estate? Did nobody question the creepy little girl giving them strange looks? I don't understand the level design to that extent. But with the way it looked, the way it was laid out, the environment, and all the little hidden items and nooks and crannies, I enjoyed it, but I wanted more. And wanting more leads me to think about the other games and the content offered in Resident Evil 7. Now, this is the part of the video where I'm probably going to piss a lot of you off with my usual flawless logic. But take a look at any game in the Resident Evil series released after the first one, and you will find that they have a wide breadth of content. With Resident Evil 7, you get one campaign. You get a few difficulty modes, but that's not extra content. But they switch it around in Madhouse, that's not extra content. You get one campaign and you get DLC you have to pay for. Okay. Take a look at Resident Evil 2. In Resident Evil 2, you can play through as Leon or Claire, and you can play through as Leon A, Claire A, Leon B, Claire B. You have multiple scenarios. You have A and B scenarios, which means you have two massive campaigns that span two different characters. Or if you want to be a dick, oh, I've got 4 campaigns. No, they're 2 campaigns that connect. You have 2 massive campaigns, and when you beat that, you also get a fucking Mercenaries mode that I think was introduced in Resident Evil 2. Take a look at Resident Evil 3. You get 1 campaign, sure, but you get that Mercenaries mode again. Take a look at Code Veronica. You've got this huge campaign. You span 2 different characters in the same campaign, and you get another Mercenaries mode. Resident Evil 4, and I'm talking about Resident Evil 4 that's over here on the PS4 because that's the complete edition. You get one big long campaign. You get Assignment Ada. You get Separate Ways. You get another Mercenaries mode with a plethora of characters. I love playing as Krauser. Resident Evil 5, you get the big huge campaign. You get, I'm talking again about the complete edition, you get the Lost in Nightmares DLC, you get the Desperate Escape DLC, you get the Mercenaries mode again, and you get a litany of versus modes now that suck because you have to stand in place to shoot. Resident Evil 6, aka the awesome one, you have so much content on offer in Resident Evil 6 that it really pains me to think that Nathan spent $60 goddamn on 7. Because in Resident Evil 6 you have 4 massive campaigns. Just one chapter out of them will take you about an hour to do. You have 4 massive campaigns that can be played through with 2 different characters, except for Ada's because the agent sucks. You have a Mercenaries mode, which is the best fucking thing ever. You can move, you can shoot, you can do taunts. It's amazing. And you have another breadth of versus modes. It used to be DLC, but now they're complete on the disc. And that right there is where I really have the biggest issue with Resident Evil 7. Because when I finished Resident Evil 7, Didn't have fucking rocket launcher, didn't have a mansion explosion. I was like, well, maybe there's a versus mode. Maybe there's a mode of Resident Evil 7 where I can run through bigger environments. Like, they took the house environment and made it bigger, made more hallways, more rooms. Or they took the basement, made that bigger. They took the salt mine, expanded that. I can run through these areas with Ethan or Mia or, hell, maybe even the Bakers. I can run through and I can use my guns and I can shoot monsters and I can get points and there's a time limit and I can find secret items or something. No! There's fucking nothing! You get a campaign and you get DLC you have to pay for. What the fuck, Capcom? With Resident Evil 7, you get less content. I mean, fuck, with even the Revelations series, which I'm not crazy about Revelations 1 and I love Revelations 2, but you get the campaign and you get raid mode. Raid mode is almost infinitely enjoyable. There is so much content, alright? You can download for free. You can download episode 1 of Revelations and I'm thinking you get a huge slew of raid mode. I don't know if the whole raid mode is on there, but they put a fuck ton of it on that first episode for you. For free. You can do it for free. Right fucking now. Download it for PS4 and come play raid with me. I dare you. But with Resident Evil 7, you get one campaign and nothing else. Resident Evil 7 is a downgrade. Resident Evil 7 is not a return to the horror roots of the Resident Evil franchise. It is nothing more than a current-gen AAA blockbuster game that has been made in first person to push the VR narrative and get the Let's Play kiddies on. That is all it is. I've played it. I've discussed it. I still don't like it. I think that you would do better to wait for the remake of Resident Evil 2 and pray to God that Capcom doesn't fuck it up. I don't like Resident Evil 7. I've discussed it. I've reviewed it. Your excuses now, I will welcome them. What is your next excuse, by the way? I'm waiting. Oh, Brett, you haven't played it. Played it. Well, you didn't give it a chance. Played it. Talked about it. Talked about the things I liked in it. Gave it some good points. What is your next goddamn excuse for why I'm wrong about my opinion of the game? But Brett, you said these things in your original videos. I addressed that at the beginning of the video. It's not a banal Outlast clone, but it's not very good either. It has combat, but it's not very good. What is your next excuse? I await it in the comments section. Oh wait, I forget. These fucking bitches don't comment. They dislike my video and then go bitch about me on Facebook. But I can't lie, I had fun playing it. I enjoyed discussing it with Taylor. I appreciate, more than you know, someone sending me a copy of this game. I think that's really nice of you. Nathan and the Devil Dog Gaming crew didn't have to do anything for me, and I hope that those of you who have enjoyed all of this content will do me one fucking favor. Like, if you're a legit Brett Hicks fan, you need to do this. I'll check to make sure if you did, and I will appreciate it if you did. I'll put a link in the description to Devil Dog Gaming's channel. Just go to his channel and leave a channel comment saying thank you for Resident Evil 7. That's all I want you to do. If you don't watch his videos or like him or subscribe to him or give him any of that love you give me, at the very least, go say thank you for Resident Evil 7. Because he didn't have to do that. And he did. And I've given him shout outs and I've talked about him, but I don't know exactly how much this is helping his channel. I want to help his channel grow because he is a nice person. He's a decent person. And I enjoy his fucking content. I need to get back to watching. I've missed a few of his videos since I've been working on this, but I will be there watching your videos pretty soon, Nathan. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope that I have adequately talked about Resident Evil 7 for you. I hope that I didn't miss anything. I actually have some notes down here I was looking at. Nothing bad. Capcom, if you want to make Resident Evil 7 better, you need to release some free DLC, other than that Not a Hero thing, whichever, I don't know what that is. You need to release some DLC with mercenaries. You need to release some DLC where I can get a boss fight with Lucas with traps. You need to do what Final Fantasy has done, what Square Enix has done, and release DLC patches for the game to add more breadth of content to it. Because as of right now, Resident Evil 7 is just not very good. Oh yes, to the troglodytes who are like, ooh, pretty graphics, ooh, jump scares. It's fantastic. But I'm a different breed of gamer, and I have a more in-depth taste, sense, and opinion. And I think that Resident Evil 7 is just pretty fucking bad. If you want me to recommend a good Resident Evil to you, if you have a PlayStation 3 or a PS Vita, you need to download Resident Evil 1, 2, 3. If you have a PS4, I would recommend 4, 6, and Revelations 2. I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Code Veronica. Code Veronica. Download that on the PS3. These are really good Resident Evil games. If you want more Resident Evil content, you should watch Damnation and Degeneration. I said those out of order. Degeneration is the first one. Damnation is the second one. And yeah, that's my opinion on Resident Evil 7. That's my opinion, my definitive thoughts on Resident Evil 7. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Do me a huge favor. Drop a like or a dislike, you know, if you enjoyed it, if you hated it. And if you're ballsy enough, make a fucking stupid comment so I can smack you down in that section. But overall, Resident Evil 7 impresses the ignorant. Those who aren't really fans of the franchise, those who don't know enough about the franchise, those who don't care about the franchise. Resident Evil 7 sets a dangerous precedent for gaming. I've bitched about God of War 4 changing its formula. I don't have too much of a problem with Zelda changing its formula because it looks goddamn fantastic. But I don't want to see 2 or 3 more Resident Evils that are first person. Capcom, if you're watching this and if you're watching how the sales for Resident Evil 7 are nowhere near Resident Evil 6's yet, do me a huge favor. Really go back to the roots of the franchise. Make me a next-gen, fixed camera angle, puzzled, combat, monster exploration game that I can be proud of. That I can come on this camera and say, this was a great fucking game. Because I haven't said you've made a great fucking game in a long time. You've made fun games, but you haven't made anything great since fucking Code Veronica. And I would like you to make something great again. Make Resident Evil great again. Thank you for watching. Do take care. Don't forget to do all that shit that I want you to do. Like it, favorite it, fucking send it to your grandma. And don't forget to take care.